Welcome to the State of the League, ladies and gentlemen. The podcast that brings you only what you want, as well as with everything you don't want. With me today, I have Princess Diana, Modest Mojave. How are you guys doing today?
Tired?
Oh God, I thought I didn't unmute you for a second. You were so quiet.
Me?
Okay, no, you're good.
Jesus Christ.
Swell. You guys were, it was like, I saw your mouths move, but I didn't, never mind. Go ahead.
I'm tired, like always. So-
Okay, well, that's uplifting. Thank you. How are you doing, John?
I was actually feeling really uplifting today.
You were in a really good mood until Diana was tired, right? It's just
Well, when did we hop in the call? When did you call us?
7:30-ish, yeah.
Yeah, weird. I felt really frustrated. Nah, I'm doing good.
You doing good? How's your throat doing? Good? Allergies?
Much better.
Much better?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I had some dinner. I took. I only had Advil, and oh man, oof.
Dude, Advil's good. It's good for that stuff, I'm telling you. Anyways, what we will be talking about today, we will have, of course, our introductions, which you just heard. Also, we are going to be talking about our total tilters for the week, things that really tilted us in League of Legends this week, or I guess out of League of Legends if you really need to be out of League of Legends, like maybe perhaps if you didn't play any this week and only played Minecraft. That one's coming at you, Diana. And we got our Meta Masher, where we're going to talk about, where we think different champions stand, what's strong, what's not in the meta. There were no patch notes this week, so we're just going to talk straight up about them champions. Lore me or bore me with our resident lore expert, Joshua, a.k.a. The Kid, a.k.a. Mama Carrot Cake, a.k.a. Dr. Carrot Cake. Wait, I always say the kid last. Anyways, so Joshua's here. He's in the house. We're going to do lore me or bore me. Joshua's going to have 60 seconds to tell a lore story. He's going to have to try and hook us on it. And we're going to vote yes or no, and you guys are more than welcome to vote in the chat as well. I should also mention at this point, we are live on twitch.tv, Good Guy Knox, recording this. This is a live recording, so if you are listening to it after the fact, we will always try and clue you into anything that is visually happening on the screen. If we don't do a good job, well, then you should totally blame us for it, because that's our job. Also today we will be talking about LCS and LEC. We had a few moves over the last week. One that was very disappointing to all of us. We are still in mourning. And then of course we're going to have the question of the week, where we had our question last week and we will be discussing that. And then we'll have a new one for you as soon as I think of it this week. I'm really bad at making those up ahead of time.
I forgot all about the
me
question.
too.
I'm really bad at it. Hopefully Josh is going to swing in on a jungle vine and save me again. We'll see. That's your hint. That's a hint that you should look up one, Josh. Excuse me. Greatly, lovely. Who wants to start with their tilter this week? I'm going to close my eyes. Eeny, meeny, miny. It's Diana. Go ahead.
Wait, do I open my eyes?
You can open your eyes too, yeah.
Okay.
He told me 8 minutes ago I needed to have a tilter.
I think you mean 8 weeks ago. This is episode 8, Diana.
This is the second time this has happened to me, though. I mean, okay, so this might be a stupid one, but it's probably not even considered to be a tilter. But I showed John and Joe today stuff from Target. They told me not to get it, and it made me sad.
I have a good reason.
Could you be?
It was okay.
I'm sorry. Could you be more specific without embarrassing anyone else in the call? I don't know what is involved in it.
It was iridescent plastic, like drinkware for summer. And
Did you say iridescent?
Yeah, like it was iridescent. It
Plastic.
was cool. But
Okay.
it was plastic. So Joe and John were like, no.
Okay.
And I got sad because it was like a margarita glass, and then there was a pitcher, then there was a beverage dispenser, and then there was wine glass. I got very sad when they were like, no.
So you're sad they're not enabling you. Got it.
Yes, but it was all under $10. The stuff was on, but I'm very sad that they said no.
I just physically had to stop myself from doing an impression of you. I just literally like my head just like shot up like I was gonna start doing it, and then I like physically like moved my head back down and stopped myself and said, "Today you're gonna be better than that, Knox." John, please talk. I can't.
I always have a tilter before I get into the podcast.
Wow. Imagine
and
that.
then another one created. But I did bring one with me today.
That's awesome.
So, Good Guy Knox and Princess Diana already know this because they experienced this with me. But we were playing a game called Terraria.
Oh yeah.
I played a lot of League this week, and Aatrox and Earth is OP. Don't just ban it. But we're playing Terraria, and in this most recent final update, if you die enough and create enough you create a graveyard when you die. If
oh my god.
If you die, let's say 50 times between the three of us in the matter of a couple minutes, you actually create a graveyard biome where all these zombies spawn and ghosts spawn. And I've never wanted to throw my computer out of a window more.
And if you were, say, 47 of those 50 deaths and your name was Diana.
She did die arguably at least 30 more.
Why?
I remember sitting there and reading all of the gravestones. That's how I know you died a lot of times.
I was going through all them too, and I was like, "Oh, look, it was like me. Oh, then there's Yancey. Then there's John. It's me, and then me, and then..."
I died reading a gravestone, so I have no argument.
I mean,
But
I
that
don't
was pretty
remember
tilting.
I don't remember the last time that I was just like, I'm not playing this anymore. I just like left. I was like just so done. That was a good tilter. I don't think I could top that, but I don't know. But okay, I feel like my tilter is gonna bring the mood down so much though, because these are such good funny tilters, and mine's gonna be like, oh, why'd you have to do that, man?
How could you?
How could you?
What is it though? Huh?
Well, my tilter is all the racism I've seen in League recently. And it's really, really, really bothering me. So I would just like to say it's a problem and they should fix it. Also, the League client, again, oh my god. Like, at least 4 times this week I've logged in and there's just been absolute atrocity in the League client. I forgot to turn my overhead light off. Anyways, just don't mind me. So did anyone else forget their overhead lights? No? Okay.
I was looking for mine, but
mean,
you turned it off. Thanks.
you know.
Yeah, so racism in the client. I'm just gonna go with the client because it's funnier. But racism is more serious and should probably be addressed at some point, like 50 years ago. So,
Yeah.
moving forward. Helly Shay, how do you like the Alley Boys video? Bro, the Alley Boys video was on point. I liked it. I like creativity. It's just a YouTube channel. It's a YouTube channel of someone who tunes in. Cool dude, that dude. Cool dude, that guy. So, Meta Masher, let's talk about the current meta a little bit and what really bothers us. Does anyone have something that's really something you really hate playing against right now that you just think is too strong?
I've been playing too much Earth, so I can't speak for the normal game.
Okay.
Knox, don't forget the headers. It says introduction stuff.
I promised myself I wouldn't do that
You
this
could
week.
tell. You could just see the disappointment in his face right now.
Oh, we're not getting signed next year.
Well, they can't see the disappointment in my face if they're listening.
I have your stream up, my friend.
If they're listening, I said. If they're
Oh, I
listening
thought you were talking about us.
after the fact. So could you describe the disappointment in my face for the people that are listening in audio?
No.
He's looking sad.
His lips are just bunched together. He's not laughing.
He's like a 5 out of 10 on the sad meter. And that's good for Knox.
Face is gonna be red, about to explode.
There
Looks
you
a little
go.
constipated, and he's back to normal.
I always wonder when people say he looks constipated, how they know how that person looks when they look constipated. Like, I'm like, hey, John, sending you a photo from the beach, constipated. Like you've seen me constipated before or something? I don't know. Anyways.
How you like made that up, but that actually happened. Anyway,
Oh my god.
Segue. MetaMasher. Any John? Do you have any input there? Or
It's not so much a champion, but it's I enjoy bruisers, but there's a very big issue still with Death's Dance.
yeah. Oh, God,
it-
yes.
30 armor and 30 magic resist. Granted,
35,
it's
I
not
think,
for
isn't it?
free, but it's basically for free for kits that don't need that. They could build a separate item to become tankier, and it would make
Mhm.
more sense.
Well, it has like
Why-
everything. It's like it has everything you need
Yeah.
as a bruiser, basically.
Yeah, but why? Why do we have to have that?
It's
that
too
in there
perfect.
at all.
It's too perfect of an item. It's just
Really
like
is.
Klepto was too perfect for Ezreal, and this is too
Yeah.
perfect for like basically all bruisers. But I guess you could argue that like I feel like Death's Dance is like Infinity Edge if it had attack speed. Like
Okay.
that's like a good way of like, you know what I mean? Like that's like a really good way of like feeling it out. Like if Infinity Edge had attack speed, it would be like super OP because it would literally have every single stat you need except possibly armor pen, but that's what Death's Dance is because Death's Dance doesn't have health, right? So
Yes.
it's just missing that armor pen, aka that health, and that's and that seems like it's it. It's just way too perfect of an item, and it's the only item that does what it does in the sense that it heals all the physical damage that you deal with it. I think we've talked about this before, but like it's just
It's
a
still
little bit too
ongoing.
perfect.
Yeah.
Most items have a drawback to them, like, oh, I really don't need this stat, but I need the other three, which I get it. It kind of feels bad. But if most of the items like that, like in the game are like that, then you also need to make like all of the items like that. You can't just have one item that's like, well, this is actually really convenient. Let's just deliver it to you.
Yeah, I'm fine with having like that one core item that you need for, or a couple core items per build.
Yeah.
But when it comes to everyone going Death's Dance, it's kind of regressing back to like season 5, where like
Yeah.
everyone went. If you were an AD carry, you went this build. If you were a tank, you went this build. Something
Mhm.
like that, and it takes away from the flexibility and the fun of it.
Yeah, I think you're making a good point. The thing is like when you see people that like probably wouldn't usually build an item, like all of a sudden they're like building that item, then you're like, okay, that item must be overtuned. Because it's like I just can't turn away the stats and what that gives me because it's so good. I don't know. I think they need to do something with it. I haven't looked ahead to see what the preview of the patch is. I saw like little excerpts of it, but I don't think I saw anything about Death's Dance. Maybe we're overblowing it, but it really seems like it's too strong. And maybe it's a lower elo thing that it's too strong. I don't know. Maybe it's a lot easier to counter in higher elos. I'm not sure, but I'm sure that Diana knows.
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I must have been misinformed. Spear of Shojin version 2. Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah. Spear of Shojin was that. I do actually recall that now that I'm thinking about it. What else was... Infinity Edge used to be that. Infinity Edge used to be stronger than it is now. It used to... What was it that it used to do? It was a lot stronger. I remember it was a lot stronger before. Was it like true damage or something? There was like something on Infinity Edge that just made it like... It was back when 80 carries were like king. And there was something on it.
Remember.
I don't remember either. There was also... They changed like... I want to say Zeal items. They've changed Zeal items quite a few times, but... There was something about when they changed Zeal items that, like, from that same season, like, they were just very, very strong. But nothing will beat Madred's Blood Razor. I don't even know if most of you are around for that. That item was ridiculous.
A Warwick
Increased
running
crit
at you
damage.
with
It still
that?
does that.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
It
It
does.
still increases crit damage. Yeah, I'm not crazy. Sorry, Infinity Edge. Infinity Edge still increases crit damage. It might have been more, but I think
I think it was like 30.
that it like used to do like
currently does 25% crit damage.
I want to say, and I'm just like I want to say it increased your crit damage, and what it increased was true damage or something like that. It was like something ridiculous. Like the increase was true damage. I forget what it was, but it was something like I know someone is looking it up, maybe like a producer. Who's in the background who could do that. Might be looking it up right now. Might be trying to figure it out.
I'm looking it up.
But he might be wanking it too, you never know. Yeah, so I mean, so we talked about what did we just talk about? What was the item?
The
In
edge,
the edge.
The item you brought up.
Madrids.
Wait. 50% crit damage?
That's
that says-
now. I think
Hold on. It says
Is
that
it
while setting its crit.
225% crit damage now?
it used to be 250. It used to be 250.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at the chance. Ignore me. God, I'm not.
No, but that's important
Let's
to
have a
know
moment
because
of
it was
silence.
up that high.
That's
at
what
one
I was.
point.
I was reading while setting its crit damage bonus to 25% rather than the historic 50%.
Oh, did it
I'm-
have 50 before?
I'm excited for. I like where Infinity Edge is now, but I'm excited to see their actual. Oh, this is what we're doing to 80 carries. This is what we're doing to mid lane.
I want 80
'Cause
carries
they-
to be strong again. I'm so tired of
Well,
being weak.
yeah. I don't know if you saw a bunch of funny posts on Reddit about they're like 4-0 80 carry tries to take on 0-2 mid laner, and then they just named like 7 different mid laners, and they're like now they got the best shutdown gold in their life.
Yeah, exactly. It could be like most mid laners, and they would still win because their burst requires essentially no items at all. Like once the mid laners get like 1 AP item at all, like not even a full item, just like one like blasting wand or whatever, it's like all of a sudden they just destroy you as an 80 carry because you can't prioritize resistances because you'll get destroyed late, like in 10 minutes. Then it's like it's your choice. Just pick your poison. Build defensive, be completely useless to your team, and get destroyed later, or don't build them and then get destroyed now.
Got a lost chapter, which mainly only gives you mana. Yep, that's all you need.
That's all you need. I know it's only like, isn't Lost Chapter only like 30 AP or something? It's like really low. It's like
Yeah.
30 AP and like 40 mana and like CDR and gives you mana when you level or something.
Yeah, it gives you so much mana throughout, like for sustain, that you get so much more out of it. You can do so many more spells.
Yeah.
You don't get punished for it like in other video games or other MOBAs specifically.
Yeah. And in case you guys don't know, I don't really play mid lane, so that's why I'm not really. I mean, you guys know that. I'm saying for the people that are listening or watching. So I don't know.
like
Is there
looking
anything
at
else?
that.
Ban Kassadin? Yeah.
Always ban
Kassadin.
Kassadin.
Always ban Kassadin.
Tank
I don't like
Fiddle's
what
working
are
out really well.
you like Tank Fiddle Aftershock?
Yeah, Aftershock's really good. I mean, I've seen AP Fiddles pop off. I have seen
Yeah.
it. But dude,
It's volatile.
I've been playing Tank Fiddle here and there, and you get a 4-man ult. Yeah, you're not shredding them for like 2k damage, but your ultimate, I think at rank 3 is 1200 damage over 5 seconds base.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's like 1150, I think. But that's a lot of base damage if you keep someone in there. So if you're a tank and then they start going in on you, just keep fearing them. CC wins games. People don't realize that.
I
It's
think
sad.
if you're someone who's trying to climb right now, my advice would be not to play AD carry. AD carry is actually a very hard role to climb with right now. I think it's always been kind of hard ever since they changed it and made it a weaker role, but it is very difficult because you need to scale and because they are in such a weak spot right now to carry your team. If your team gets behind in any in other lanes before you have your items that you need, you're screwed. If you don't have a front line, most AD carries, you're screwed. It's like they're not strong enough right now. You're better off doing literally any other position.
And to add on to that, with being an AD carry, especially in this meta, and last season and this season, you need to get to that scaling point that you were talking about.
Yep.
So it's kind of like you're just like this baby bird in your lane.
Mm-hmm.
You need everyone else to do their part as best they can.
Yeah.
And if something goes wrong, chances are you're not going to be able to help a lot
That's
of the time.
Actually, a very good visualization. I like the baby bird idea because oftentimes my supports are like people that don't understand how to handle baby birds.
Yes.
And so they're very rough, maybe, while holding them in their hands. And maybe just like throwing them towards the predators, things like that, or leaving them for predators. We're going with this analogy, and we're just gonna run with it. No matter the face Diana makes, we will run with this analogy.
I mean, if you did an Aussie accent right now, I think we'd be watching, Nature Planet.
The baby bird.
Oh no.
The baby bird. The little chick. You hold it in your hands. I can't do accents. I always mix them up.
Are you a dwarf?
Deep Rock Galactic. So that's my meta tips. For what it's worth, don't play AD carry. You can carry so much easier from every other role. And if you need to eat lunch, like, don't be the jerk who sits AFK behind the tower. Play Yuumi. There's a champion there for a reason. Okay.
Do it.
Or if you want to teeter on gold and pretty much stay in silver, just play Nami.
Hey, I haven't been playing her that much, to be fair.
It's because you haven't been playing at all.
Exactly. No, but I've been practicing other supports and when I play normals. I played Soraka
Nice.
the other day.
Aw. Soraka did get buffed about 18 times, so
And that's
she
why
should
I
be
played
useful.
Her. Whereas when Nami got nerfed, Soraka got buffed.
You know what's like
Well, I
the most feel bad thing about champions that are overpowered is like when you played them when they were overpowered and you didn't do that well with them, and then you play the version of them that like gets super nerfed, and you're like, you start to like learn the champion, you do pretty well, and you're like, man, if I played this champion well when it was overpowered, I bet you I could have been something.
Dude, that's
yeah.
why I refused to play Ornn. I
Ornn
was like
is so
30 and 0
strong.
before they made his ult quote unquote easier to hit.
Yeah.
And they kept buffing him. And then I was like, I don't know if I want to do this.
I played Darius into Ornn the other day and I lost. I was like, how is this a thing? I have Conqueror. You should be dead. God, he is annoying. I
Time
mean,
to
he
go
got a
back to
few
AD
ganks.
carry.
Yeah. I know. Time to go back to AD carry again. Oh, God, I just give up. Anyways, our next segment is Lore Me or Bore Me with our resident lore expert, Joshua. Joshua's going to have 60 seconds to tell us a lovely lore story. He's going to thrill us. If he doesn't, it's his fault and his fault only. And no pressure, Josh, but tons of pressure. How you doing,
Okay.
Josh?
I'm doing well.
Doing well. Good to hear, buddy. All right. Joshua, can I interest you in a club soda? I don't know what I'm doing. Is this a thing? I don't.
Here, I have something special for you, Nox. I learned an interesting fun fact. Did you know that Graves and Twisted Fate were supposed to be boyfriends in the lore before Riot changed their minds at the last minute?
Okay, I have. Wait, did you say Graves and Twisted Fate?
Yeah,
That's extremely uncomfortable for me. Aren't they the same voice actor?
I don't think so.
They have, like, the
if they
same
were, that'd be
voice.
Awesome.
They have like the same voice.
Well, they do have different voice actors now with the new Fortune short, but I don't know about the old ones, so now I feel a little weird about it.
Yo, I love that video, by the way.
That's Lore Me or Bore Me this week. I'll see you guys next week. Have a great one.
Bored. All right, ready. We're gonna ready the timer on the screen. Joshua, you have 60 seconds to tell us a thrilling lore story to completely blow our pants off and leave us pantless. All of us. We all want to be left pantless. Joshua, the
right.
timer is on the screen and your time starts now.
So this week I chose the story about Kennen because you guys shamed me for my great story last week. So the story introduces Kennen and explains his role within the Kinku and how he came to it. When he was a small little Yordle, he went to the Eye of Twilight at their time, which was like hundreds of years ago, and said that he was so interested in their lives, and since he was going to outlive them, he wanted to be able to tell their stories. So then we travel with Kennen as he makes his way across Ionia, and he meets up with a branch of the Kinku and informs them that they're being released from the Kinku, that they are being banished in a way. And the Kinku freak out and they are violent towards him. And he tries to explain that the reason why is he can see these magical tendrils of their guilt and their sorrow for why Ionia is like suffering, and it's upsetting their balance, so they can't serve the balance. They attack him, he electrocutes them, and as he sends them away, he spares them and he sends them away. And as they go off into the woods, he remembers when he was talking to the Grandmaster.
Time.
Of the Kinku. Damn it.
I gave you an extra like 3 seconds, man. I don't know what to tell you. Might have been
I was
more
getting
than that.
I was getting to the end, the best part. Okay.
Wow, that is super unfortunate.
Don't hate the
So I have a question before I ask whether or not you guys are Lord or Board. Does anyone know what's going on right now?
Yes.
You understand? You understood the story?
Yes.
Diana, did you understand the
I
story?
tried not to laugh at the Kinku thing every time he said it.
What's
for
so funny
some
about Kinku?
reason. I just.
What's so funny about
word.
Kinku? What's so
That's
funny about the
only thing.
Kinku?
I got
Those are
that
some
part and
Kinku tendrils
electric-
you got
I
there.
heard
Are
that
you
part,
freaking
and then I
racist
heard like
to the Kinku?
no. I heard that part, and then something about being electrocuted. and then- That's all.
Kinku tendrils.
I write a script every week. I put in.
Josh, I'm not- I'm just
no,
saying this.
Diana. This
He
is my
writes his
1 minute.
script. This kid's
This is my
reading
one-
directly from the website. He's speed reading directly from a website. Don't try. You know what? Stop talking. Stop trying to win the favor of people with your sorrow stories, Joshua.
I write a script every week.
You write a
I-
nothing. Don't make me
I-
mute you.
I call Riot all the time.
I'm
Stop-
gonna have to
first of
mute him.
all,
Don't make me mute you.
Free Kinku. Free Kinku.
I worked so hard on these stories. I'm calling my mom.
John, Modest Mojave, did he lure you or did he bore you?
I've been Lord.
Oh, what a fucking surprise.
We only had
Oh my
one
God.
note from me so far, and that was because that story was
That was-
recycled.
When you said you liked it and you were Lord, oh my God, my heart. That was like you know those like lines in Hollywood when they're delivered so well, it like gives you chills down your, oops. Sorry. Gives you chills down your spine. I don't know what I just hit on my keyboard. I hit something. It gives you
Can't get
chills
rid of
down
the
your
audience who
spine,
agrees with me.
right? Yeah, I just deleted all of you so that you don't have opinions. And it's like, it's like, you want the truth? You can't handle the truth. I was like, oh my God, Mohammed, that just gave me shivers, man. That was amazing. Could you do it again?
I was Lord.
Whoa! Cool. All right. Why?
Oh, sorry, I was still in my acting mode. I liked where it was going. I played Kennen for a long time, way back in the day, when I was just a wee baby.
A wee lad.
But I like lore about Ionia, so it was cool to finally hear stuff about him because I actually don't know much about him. So I liked it.
Cool.
I was Lord.
Did you say Ionia in the story, or did you just know Kennen was from
He did.
Ionia? He did?
He said
I
it.
swear he said Ionia.
I'm just asking. I don't know.
I'm just.
He throws a lot of
telling you.
words at me. I gotta tell you, a lot of
You
times
do.
when I'm listening to your stories, I get to like 15 seconds and I'm like, oh shit, I should be listening to this right now. And I don't like even mean it. Never mind. Diana, go ahead. Did he lure you or bore you, Diana?
But his flash art.
No, continue next. Tell me how I'm wasting my life.
Did he
on
lure
this
you or
podcast.
bore you, Diana?
I mean, I want to. I mean, also, Josh did say he didn't get to the exciting part, so now that kind of like wants me to listen to.
Oh
it
my
more.
god, don't stop. He is manipulating
I
you.
also-
Vote
something
with your
about
heart, Diana.
electrocuting people and.
This is illegal in a court of law.
Vote with your heart, Diana. This isn't a court of law. This is a podcast.
He's trying to like manipulate the jury here.
Guys, can we not say the court of law? That's my podcast on Monday nights.
Me, Judge Judy and I shuck up
Diana,
for a.
before my computer blue screens again, just vote Laura Bohr and don't listen to Knox.
You been watching?
I'm Lord,
Diana,
dude.
tell me
us
about.
your no,
Tell
you
me.
us-
Hold on. Let me just say something. Diana, I would like your unfiltered opinion and whether you are Lord or bored, please.
I was Lord.
I'm actually shocked.
Followed by your unfiltered opinion.
I mean, yes, yes. I heard something about electrocuting people.
Oh my god. Diana's a serial
What?
killer. Diana's a serial killer.
I'll take what I can get.
We gotta start
Didn't
looking
that
for new
happen? That
people.
happened 1 week too, where he said something about hurting somebody, and I.
Diana, Yeah, I remember that. You're like a sadist.
I'm pretty sure I have to agree that, she heard the word electrocute, Ionia, and death, and sadness.
No, Kinku.
And then she's like, I freaking love it. That's for me.
I heard tendrils.
Jesus.
It's always
That's why
something
you're
that
on the fence.
it's always something that gets your attention. Okay, so Diana was Lord, Mojave was Lord.
You're not.
I don't know. It's just, Josh, you just tell the story so fast I just can't keep up.
Maybe if you give me like 5 minutes, Knox, maybe if it wasn't loaded down to a minute. Do you remember what we made this
Listen,
podcast?
I don't-
I said, I don't know if
I don't
minutes could
make-
be enough, Knox, and you
I
said, "That's
don't
the
make
point
the
of
show. I don't choose the times. I'm not the person who creates the show.
Really?
What?
Damn it, I was hoping you guys would buy it.
Every time you guys spell Kinku wrong in the chat, by the way, I die a little inside.
How do you spell it? Kinkou?
That is correct.
Holy,
Oh.
I'm good.
Wow.
I don't even know what it means.
KAN.
Is King what? So, all right. Actually, I always have to ask Josh questions. Josh, what in yes or no? What is Kinku?
Well, Knox, let me begin with
That's
the
not-
start of the Kinku.
No. Is it like ninjas? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Like mini ninjas?
No.
Is Shen Kinku?
Yes.
Does Shen have tendrils?
Yes.
Okay, I feel uncomfortable already.
I've seen them.
Does the collie have tendrils? Don't answer that. Never mind. I don't want to know.
Please
I actually
sometime.
don't want to know. I
Please
talked to you
answer
about.
that.
Sometimes-
Nope.
answer
Josh, we
that.
had a discussion earlier, and I don't want to know. I'm not going to bring up the discussion. I just don't want to know.
I have links to support my findings.
Ugh.
I looked at your hard drive.
This is what happens when I work on Josh's computer.
Did he say yes?
I saw things. No, I wasn't Lord. Sorry. I was
Doesn't matter to
bored.
me, you still got
That
two.
was
Going to
the-
Ohio.
Can-
Longest 60 seconds of my life.
Still
I
got
think
two.
the
Going to
60
Ohio.
seconds would have been shorter if my hand was on fire.
Wow, that is a great analogy.
And you-
Diana, do you want to weigh in on the pain and suffering of the collie?
If I was being electrocuted and Diana was smiling, I think the 60 seconds would have been shorter.
How many times has Nox actually been Lord?
Don't forget that we do a 15-minute
Once.
version of this podcast of this. Every,
Yes, we do more lore, no bore. Usually every week, but Josh's computer was having some problems. Hopefully, we'll get that back on the rails, and we'll be able to get back to every week.
If you want to see Nox's hand on fire for 15 minutes instead of 1 minute, please
Yeah.
tune in.
Well,
You can't go to that website to see that video. It's not allowed.
so well, in all seriousness, we do a subsidiary podcast. I don't know if that's the right word. We do a sub podcast, a secondary
Subcast.
podcast, a
Side?
subcast.
Side.
We do an
podcast?
odd
a
cast.
sideshow. A sideshow.
We do a
A sub-
sideshow. That makes us sound like a
sideshow?
circus.
Yeah, I mean, we are a circus, but we're
We got our sideshow Josh over here. We give him 15 minutes on the side.
Two lions with him and a big old hula hoop.
I have a thing that day. And, luckily you can listen to it anytime you want and not listen to it anytime you want. That's the great thing about podcasts. But Josh does tell the full story of the 60-second story that he tells on More Lore, No Bore. We put some sound effects in there. We kind of just trying to make it a little bit more of a living story, a little bit more of an experience for you, and a little bit less of whatever the hell's going on right here. It's just a little bit less of whatever the hell's going on right here.
Do you have it as a command or no?
What?
The first episode of that.
No, I mean, I have just the base page.
I
No.
will get the link.
Oh,
Josh will get the link for you. Well, it's on the same page as all the rest of them. So if you go to Spotify, you go to iTunes, whatever, when you go to look up the podcast, it's just there. It's just under a different title name. So it's actually after the 6th episode, I believe, in the listing. But you can see it. It just says More Lore, No Bore. Anyways, Joshua, thank you. 2 for 1. You are going to Cincinnati, Ohio.
By the way, you guys have been saying that for weeks now. Are my tickets coming in the mail or?
No,
like-
because of Corona.
Bye.
No, Corona. Yeah, we can't put you on a
Corona's
plane.
preventing you.
We can't put you on a plane, and you're not allowed to cross state borders. So it's
So it's gonna be
actually
after this, right? Like
yeah,
after,
you're gonna be going. Well,
2022.
you might go to
2022.
you might actually end up in Oakland, but I can't I can't confirm or deny that.
All right. Well, as long as I get my tickets. Thanks, guys.
It's one of the nicest. You're welcome. Thank you for your.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
I'm so happy.
Coupons anyway. Like what?
Wait, I still have them here. Sorry,
Just
John.
disdain and disgust we have
I
for
just
you.
can't believe they didn't use them yet. They were great coupons.
It's till August, John. Okay.
Yeah, if the coupons are so good, why don't you use them instead of trying to give them away all the time? Because they're not that good.
20. I'm sorry,
If the
I'm
coupons were
two.
that good, you would have used them by now. No one's buying it, you coupon peddler.
Dude, she keeps going to friends. Here's your wedding anniversary gift. This coupon's to Best Buy and to Bed Bath and Body Works.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
I'm so happy your child turned 1 and I'm the godmother. Here's a coupon.
Your kid's now 38 months old. Oh my!
I can't, John. You got me going. I was trying so hard, and I do this episode.
Not to do what?
Diana impressions. I was trying so hard. I didn't promise her I wouldn't do it or anything. I just was really like setting a personal goal for myself.
I have a workaround.
Oh,
You were doing a Long Island impression. A Islander.
not everyone in Long Island tries to peddle coupons on me, though.
Oh my god.
Well, no, this is a specific case, and that's
I'm
okay.
Yeah.
not from Long Island.
Well, your
Agree to
accent.
disagree.
Yeah, your accent says otherwise, in my opinion.
Well, I'm sorry. That's how my parents talk.
Do you? Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah?
We're done with this conversation.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's not go to Ohio, though. I really do not want to go
First
there.
of all, none of us are going to Ohio. Josh is going to Ohio. He's
Why
gonna.
are we sending him there?
He's gonna.
Well,
He's gonna scout out he's gonna look at the landscape. He's gonna see how things are, if it's truly as bad as everyone says it is, and then we're gonna send him to Oakland. And if Josh survives both of those encounters, when he comes back, we're gonna give him a coupon to Bath and Body Works, because apparently those are the best thing you can get according to Diana. So why give him any money or anything?
I never said that though.
Anyways, so in our next segment, we're gonna have the LCS and the LEC coverage. We didn't have too much that happened this week, although we did have something very important that happened this week, as always. I don't know who gets to say it. Who gets to say it? Who wants to say it?
Dude, you get to say it.
Do I?
You've been messaging me every hour
I'm so
of the
upset.
day for this.
I'm so upset. I had a wish. I had a dream. I had an aspiration that I would finally get to see this beautiful chisel of a man, Yamato Cannon, in the U.S. as a coach, because there's like a bunch of coaching positions open. We needed coaches. TL needed a coach, right? TL needed a new coach because of whatever happened there. We talked about it last week. Don't give away anything. Oh, wait, did we already say that last week?
Yeah,
No.
we talked
2
about
weeks-
it
it was like-
extensively.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago or something.
I don't remember anything. I'm getting old. But Yamato Cannon is gone. He went to the LCK. LCK?
Yeah.
Yeah. He went to the
Yeah.
LCK. He's in Korea now. He's gone. He's never coming back. Never. I don't know if he's there yet. Did he fly? He probably didn't go there yet, right? With all
I
the
wouldn't think yet. Well,
stuff that's
isn't
going
I mean,
on,
you
but-
can still fly, I think.
I think and it's
from
Yeah,
where I don't
'cause
know
they had
where
a-
did he? Where's Germany? Is that where they're always at? Where is they or France?
Berlin.
Where's
Berlin.
the
They're in Berlin.
Berlin? Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So from Berlin to Korea right now? You think they would let them do that?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I mean,
also,
We're obviously international educated people of the world here. We should know this.
What about
Diana, do you have any
like-
coupons for that? Flights from Berlin?
But, like, what
Because if
about
there
all
were
the
coupons, it
roster,
would prove that you could do it, right?
I'm okay, but like, what about all the roster changes too? Like Kabe going from NA to EU, like next split. Like it's only in a few weeks that it starts, so he
Yeah.
right. Like they have to be able to go unless it's like a
I mean, maybe it's
gonna have to
maybe
be
when
in
you
the
have a
region.
visa, there must be
maybe there's
able
like
to do that. I guess I don't know, But I would
probably
assume that he probably
flights.
went there that he probably
Flights.
went there and then has to sit in quarantine for 14 days or something. That would be my assumption, that he has to go there and then be quarantined, because I think that's the policy here
Probably.
with that. So we'll just assume that's what's happening. If something else is happening, I'm sure we'll hear about it. And what?
He's also the first Western coach. Is that what they said?
Yeah, he's the first Western coach to ever coach in
go.
Korea.
Yeah,
It's
that's
cool.
what I was trying to look up.
I mean, because usually Korea doesn't. I mean, I bet you, like, if anyone went there, they'd be the first something to go there, because usually Korea's homegrown talent is so damn good they don't need anything. They don't need help, or they haven't, right?
But he's just too damn good.
But he
He's
is
going
Yamato Cannon. Yamato Cannon.
Yamato Cannon.
What do you think his
I'll
interview
work on
was
it.
like? They were like, "What can you do for us?" And he was like, "I am Yamato Cannon." And they were like, "You are hired."
He probably just went, listen, just play the game the way you have been playing. With my
Play.
name, you will win. Yamato
Play your
Cannon."
fucking game. We are EU. And then Knox was like, "Oh my god, I love that man." Whoever Knox is. Anyways, yeah. So Yamato Cannon's gone. He went to the LCK. I can see. I mean, I was actually expecting a lot of tears in chat when that happened, but apparently everyone already knows about it. And what was the other one? Oh, we had a roster.
change.
Roster.
And Minecrafty again.
Vitality has, let's see if I can get this link to work. Vitality did announce their roster for the summer split. They have Kabashard in top lane. Their jungler is NG. NJI. I don't know his name. NG. Mid laner Melika.
Are these all new people?
This is their main League of Legends team. Comp is their AD carry, and Labrov is their
So
support.
Kabashard is their. That's I think that's right. Is the only person that's the same.
I
from
believe so.
He's been there for like.
Wait,
Yeah.
hold on. I
Where
think
do
that they didn't list the names. Wait, where is it? Fudge and Crackers.
Did they post this on Twitter?
Yes.
What
Team
happened?
Vitality put it on. Okay, top is Kabashard, jungle is NG, Malika is mid, comp is AD carry, and Jack Troll is support, and Labrov
Oh.
is also support. So maybe they're having
Jack
a
Troll's
support off, if you will, which sounds like the most boring thing in the world, but I don't know. Could be cool.
Good.
So they did announce their new roster. That's, I believe, all we have for roster changes this week. Obviously, we talked about Jat. Yeah, Jack going to TL.
Yeah.
So there's not a whole lot happening, but to me, again, the really interesting thing is how are these, I guess all the splits are going to happen, right? So I wonder if, because a lot of the teams live in houses together, right? Like they don't live separately. They live in like houses, or if they do live
not
separately, then what?
I'm not answering this question because I know some don't.
Oh my God, Diana.
From watching their streams, I just know some don't live with them. Like
it's not-
Afromu doesn't live with the team.
Okay, yeah, Ephraim was like
Well,
40 years old.
during the actual, like between scrims and games, they'll
They go
like
back.
extended stay there, so that technically they're living with them.
Yeah, so I mean, it's either they live together or they go to a facility, right? A lot of times.
Where those, yeah, where it's like a boot camp, something kind of like that.
Mhm. Well, I know a lot of the NA teams. I don't know about other regions, but I've seen a lot of NA teams now have facilities. I know TSM has one.
Team Liquid was theirs because the virus.
Team, yeah, I
Liquid
think
has
100
one.
Thieves also has one.
They just got one.
So they're like building out these like nice facilities where like fans can visit or whatever, but also they have all these like practice rooms and whatever. So it's interesting. I think that obviously some of those facilities are new, but I think it's interesting to see like how it affects maybe how it will affect teams that maybe would perform better when they're able to be side by side all the time, or like talking in person, having that personal relationship. rather than not being able to do that and you're playing over the internet, because I think naturally when you're over the internet, like your frustrations and stuff are either maybe they'll come out more often or maybe they're held in more often because people don't know you're frustrated, so you're just kind of holding it in and you're like holding it close to your heart depending on what kind of person you are. Also the impersonal sort of feel of it, especially if you're on a new team, if you're online, like if someone was like flaming you for something, like you might like really resent that person, as to like in person maybe like afterwards you sort of just have like a little conversation, you know what I mean? Like it's just, you lose that personal aspect. I know we're talking about League of Legends players here and probably a lot of them don't have much of that, but you still lose the personal aspect, you still lose that ability of the face-to-face, and so could affect things. Might be interesting to see how that works out. Do you see teams that would be more successful in the environment? Is now the time. It's so loud. Anyways, so
Sorry, Nox.
anyways, I don't know why that's so loud. That like blew my eardrums out.
Got him.
Got him.
Can I say I think the LEC summer split starts on June 12th and LCS starts on June 20th?
I thought the LCS got moved up.
I don't know. I'm reading June 20th
Okay.
on
The
here.
12th?
And then LEC is June 12th.
It's such a long break between splits. I don't know why they do that. I don't know.
Yeah, like what, a month and a half?
Yeah, it's really long.
Almost
Why do you
2
need that
or
long?
close to 2 months.
I guess for like free agency and stuff. They sort of treat it like an off season.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, sorry. You are right. June 13th.
but
You're
it's
right.
also
I know, I'm always
it
right.
also has to deal with patches because they also have to line up with the major patches.
But do you think they're
So-
planning that far ahead? I don't think they plan
Um,
patches that far ahead. I really don't.
I don't. I mean, I really can't say, but they do. What is it? They try and have one major patch at the end, one major patch in the beginning of each season, and then one down the middle of the split. But I don't know how that actually works out with pro play.
Yeah. I cannot imagine that the patching is planned that far in advance, based on the fact that the patching is always a horror show every time it happens. But we don't have time to discuss this right now, but I just say I really want to discuss like all the theory around their patching, because it is like, it's so annoying. I'm like, when you go out there, okay, I'm just gonna say it really quick, just real quick.
Real quick.
And this is going to tie into the question of the week, because I just decided this. When Riot patches, when they go and they're like, okay, we're going to do a patch, like, what is their overall objective when they patch? I want to know, like, what do you think the overall objective of, like, what they're doing is? Because you would think, naturally, you're like, they're just trying to balance the game better. I don't think that's true. I think they're constantly trying to put us into positions where things are new and less comfortable so that we can feel more accomplished. It's just like IKEA when they give you poor instructions.
I can see it. I can really see that. Because new will keep people interested in the game, but at the same time, if you get a bunch of core mechanics down and then you just have to worry about patching individual champions and then the items, compared to buffing and nerfing like 40 champions. I mean, they don't do it as much now, but it used to be like, tons of champions getting
There was like
buffed or nerfed.
two patches ago, it was pretty huge. I remember there was a lot of changes in that patch. It took me like 25 minutes to read the patch notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if we could stop doing that, I mean, yeah, we need it every once in a while, but it used to be much more frequent.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think it's a nice new feel, but also it's like, I get like when they make changes in order to make the game like more maybe immersive or exciting, but like, what is like you're like week to week, like what is your goal when you patch? Are you just like, let's just F with, I swear to God, this is what I think about the people that do patching at Riot. They're like, let's fuck this up. Yeah, no, I want to fuck that one up this week. That's what I'm interested in. No, definitely. It's my week to pick. I want to fuck with that champion. Like, that's how I feel about it. That's honestly, like, I actually think that happens. I'm not even kidding. Like, I swear to God, it's not planned at all, and they're just, like, masochists, and they just want to mess with things. The only time that it feels somewhat planned is when they wait, like, 4 patches to patch something that's way OP. Anyways, still waiting on the new, what was that bruiser? I always forget the name of that bruiser item.
Death Dance.
Death Dance. Still waiting on that, Riot. Whoever's week it is, if you could go ahead and make that happen, that'd be great. Let us talk about the question of the week from last week. I am putting it up at that. With various streamers and pros coming forward over the last few splits to talk about how NA solo queue is quote-unquote for fun, how do you think we can improve NA solo queue and in turn help make NA a more competitive region overall? I'm going to read some of the responses here. Infinite Chances, or Infinite Comcast Outages, said, the region as a whole is very stubborn in terms of accepting criticism. NA players as a whole don't respond well to it. If we could have a better mindset towards self-improvement and take criticism as legitimate things to work on and not as personal attacks, the region will do better. Okay. Wow. That's interesting. I do think that goes both ways. I think that people do need to be willing to accept constructive criticism, but also I think that the way that it is presented should be refined as well. As in, it shouldn't just be like, LOL, you suck, get good, KYS, you know, that kind of stuff.
Wait, you can't say that?
Should not say most of those things. You can say LOL, but not with the other things attached to it. Twist says behavioral system upgraded. So he thinks that being able to control player behavior more and keeping them more, this is what I'm assuming out of what he said, keeping them more honest about their actions and controlled, that would help the overall system. Excuse me, my voice is getting dry. Alpha says, I thought about it and came to the conclusion that for fun players are not a problem. If pro players can't rise above for fun players, that's on them. And I don't see this attitude affecting pro play at all. If NA wants to be more competitive, the only way is to clone Reaper to coach every team. Okay. Ginji said, I think Infinite Chances said it best. NA players are stubborn and don't take criticism well. And agree with Alpha, it's a video game, and those are meant to be fun. My addition is if you want to be competitive in it, that's fine, but the people that want to be competitive shouldn't think that for fun players are the reason solo queue is messed up and less competitive. Okay, and Bufu said, I think fun should be in norms or ranked flex, and if you do solo queue, just take it serious, but have some fun with it. Like Ginji said, it's a game, it's meant to be fun. So, what do you guys think of those responses?
I'm itching to go on this one. Totally agree with what everyone's saying, but to a certain extent. Whether I'm playing ranked solo duo, ranked flex, normals, or God help me, ARAM, I'm playing to have fun no matter what. Even if I'm trying to climb and play my best, competitive nature is like, that's within me. I think both of you know that. A lot of other people that are listening probably know that. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a competitive person. But there needs to be a moment in time where you realize if you are so competitive that you're not having fun, you need to step away. You just need to step away from the game, or at least not try to purposefully ruin it for someone else out of spite.
Yes, that for sure. The last part for sure.
Yeah.
However, I do think that there is something to say about pushing. I think that when you reach that point when you're like, I'm not having fun anymore, pushing through that and finding a way to make it fun again sometimes is the correct way. I don't think always stepping away is the correct thing. I think stepping away is an effective short-term solution, but in the long term, you need to figure out why you're not having fun. You need to like self-identify, be like, why am I not having fun right now? That's how I feel about it. Why am I not getting better? Why am I not having fun? And no one likes to do that. but at the end of the day, it's going to help you improve. Diana, did you have anything to say, or were you?
I agree with John. Like, I mean, I.
What about me?
know.
Do you agree with me?
No, I never. Agree
I think
with you.
I think you,
Fine.
you took you
kidding.
went with my idea. Like I feel like I was heading to that direction. Like
Yeah.
I definitely agree. You know, you got to look inward.
Like,
Yeah.
I see myself, like, if I want to, you know, do something, like, I feel that I'm going to accomplish something and be competitive, I want to play ranked, right?
Mhm.
But then for me, like, if I want to have fun and, like, chill with my friends and just do whatever, I want to play norms, I want to play ARAMs, I want to do, like, if they have the random game, but, like, they have Earth out, so we're all playing Earth because it's fun. And, you know, you do have those people that want to be like, well, we have to win. And it's like, but
Even in
then
Earth,
we-
yeah, it's everything.
we were
man.
doing
Yeah.
random team comps the other day. Like, I said, let's do the hook. Like, we all picked a hook champion in Earth, and that was a disaster. But we were having fun doing it. You know,
Good.
Like, I don't know.
That's an alternative way of doing it, obviously. If we're talking about ranked, which it sounds like is the main thing we're talking about as far as how the question was phrased, and then I'm not saying what you said was wrong. I'm just saying, like, to push back to sort of where we started. The point, I think that, like, people, like, looking in and, like, figuring out, like, why you're upset is a really big thing that not a lot of people do. And I'm going to get a little bit deep for a moment here. Let me tell you something. A lot of times we play video games to distract us from what's going on, right? We play video games
Yeah.
because it gets our mind off of what's going on. So it is hard to step back and be like, okay, why am I mad? Because I know for a fact there are some days I could sit there and play 6 games and everyone could be toxic, and it just would roll off of me, and I'd be like, all right, whatever, and like that's fine. There'll be one game where someone will say one thing to me, and I'll be like, I hate this game. This is why I don't play this game. And it's like
yeah.
inherently in the front of my mind, those 2 days are no different. You know, but like when you like think about it, you need to think about like what's going on with you to make you feel that way. Why aren't you having fun? And honestly, it could be other people, but only you control your happiness and only you control how far you're going to go. Other people don't control that. They have zero control over that. Only you can control you. And so as far as competitiveness goes, and as far as how do we become better as a region, get rid of double lift.
Dang.
No,
He went
but
there. He went
Got
there.
him.
but we should have got Yamato Cannon. No, but
Oh, he's so
like
angry.
we need everyone just needs to take more accountability. Everyone needs to be a little bit like take accountability, but don't beat yourself up. Play your best. Honestly, the other regions play a lot longer than we do, I think. That's what I've always heard, that they play more often and they end up burning out because of it. So there needs to be a better balance. Yamato Cannon said it best. He said that you guys need to play your game and stop trying to play like other people. But I have to say, every single year when I see Worlds and I watch Korean teams play, when I've been watching NA teams play all year, I'm like, this is a different game. They are actually playing the game at a speed that is much greater and much more efficient than NA teams. And NA teams, you need to figure it out. EU teams, you need to figure it out. I don't care if you think you figured it out. You were a disgrace last year in the finals and the year before that. You didn't figure it out. Go figure it out. What are you missing? I'm done. Go ahead. You guys can talk. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I got nothing to say over that.
Well, you lured me.
Yes!
No, it's you hit the nail on the head. But more back down to the the beginning of the question is just that you can always have fun playing in a competitive nature, and you can try new things. But when people are can tell that you're trying something new and it's not working out, my best advice is just try to let it roll off you, like you were saying, just get in that mentality. Hopefully that if you're enjoying yourself, like you can have a bad game.
Mm-hmm.
You can admit that. If someone keeps harassing you and you're not having it, just mute them. But don't even worry about them. That person's going through the same stuff you are. So just
As much as we all want LP
reset.
gains, right?
Mm.
As much as you all want LP gains, don't make your playing about LP gains. because I think that's the thing that makes me the most upset. Because I'm a math person. I'm always thinking about the math. I go into a game, I win a game. Okay, great. I'm up 20 LP. I go into my next game and someone trolls and leaves. I'm like, okay, now I'm basically back to where I started. And in order to get ahead of where I started, I now have to win another game, right? Or yeah, I have to win another game in order to get to where I was just before this game where someone trolled. Like, it took 15 minutes for me to lose this game, and now I have to go play another 25 to 30 minute game in order to get that back. And guess what happens if I lose that game because I'm thinking about it? Not good things. Not good things come from that. My mental is broken because all I'm worrying about is the LP. You just got to play, just try and like concentrate more on like what you're doing. Stop trying to focus on what other people are doing. I'm really just talking to myself, and I'm giving myself advice right now.
You listen to it is the thing.
Yeah. I mean, like, stop focusing on LP gains. Stop focusing on what your teammates are doing. It's okay. A lot of people are going to do things you don't expect. Just get out there and try and play. As for a region, yeah, okay. Don't, like, when people are in ranked games trolling, don't. Guess what? I have something to tell you guys, and this is going to be an astonishing announcement. There's always going to be a troll, like once every few games, okay? But also, even more astonishing, and I need to tell you guys this just in case you're new, if you're trying a champion for the first time in ranked, you are trolling. It doesn't matter how well you think you can do. Stop sitting there and being like, I think I can play that champion. It goes well into this matchup. I'm a good player. I think I can play this champion. You're only as good as the people around you. You're not better than them, especially when you're playing a champion you don't know. Thank you.
It
you feel
brings
better?
us back
Yeah.
to season 3 when
weird.
people would just pick whatever's
Yeah.
OP, and then you're like, no, it doesn't work like that.
It's almost like my total tilter came out at the end of the episode today.
Yamato Cannon.
Yamato Kanon.
Yamato Cannon.
What was my question? I had a question and then I forgot. I already said it. Does anyone remember?
What are your opinions? Do you think Yamato Cannon should have come to NA instead?
Oh, wait,
of
was it
LCK?
something about that?
Was
No.
it actually?
Oh,
God. Wow, and you pick on me for liking like Broxa and Kobe, and
Yeah.
here you are.
Those are the only 2 people.
I don't know where Broxa lives. I don't know where Yamato Cannon lives. Yep,
Well,
silence. That's
there's
all you
that.
have. I don't have like the GPS coordinates to Broxa's
But I
location. I
don't
didn't stick
either.
a chip in his skin when he was sleeping. All right, I might have done that.
It's on the website. The GPS coordinates are on the website.
Jesus, you guys are making me sound creepy, and I'm not.
I don't know how many walks he's taken today. I don't have his walks
either.
plotted out.
I don't.
I don't watch
either.
the courses of his walks on a digital website hoping it spells out my name every day.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm done.
Sounds like you.
Are you
You're
sure?
having an
Because I
unfortunate
don't
time,
think you
man.
are.
Damn.
No, I think Yamato Cannon would have been a good thing for this region, but no. My question was regarding. I don't remember. Fudge! I'm gonna have to go back and look. I'm gonna post it in the freaking Discord. Ah! I forget. Josh, producer, you don't remember what I said, do you? Nope, he doesn't remember. It's too long of a pause. I already know he doesn't know. Well,
I have no idea.
any last words, any last pieces of advice, everyone, for people playing League of Legends right now? I think we gave them a lot, but
I have nothing.
thanks.
I
John?
Ban Graves Jungle.
Ban Graves Jungle, okay.
Ban Cassidy.
Thank you, John.
Sit in.
Just ban Cassidy.
Ban
If you're
Cassidy
not
still.
banning Cassidy, just stop.
Ban Yumi.
I want
Also,
to.
get your vision score up.
Yeah,
get your
vision
vision
score
score
is
up,
pretty
people.
big. We've said that a few times. Pink wards are really big.
Get a
Fine,
pink
ban
ward
one.
every single back. I don't care who you are.
Wait.
AD carry might not get as many pink wards in the beginning of the game because their itemization is more important. Get
Yeah.
a pink ward. If you're in mid, every time you back, get a pink ward because when they take 4 auto attacks to kill a pink ward, you just broke 10 seconds of their jungle timer. You just broke, you know where they're rotating. And I'm telling you, you're going to win 50% more games just by placing a pink ward.
50%.
No, you guys don't do it.
50. That
50%.
is quite a claim.
50% of the
So I would have
chances you don't take,
over
you
a
don't take.
75% win rate if I bought more pink wards.
No, this is per win or loss.
Okay. I think that still is the same math, but I don't know.
Just don't know math like I do.
Okay. Oh God, I had such a good closer and now. Oh, here you go. In League of Legends Ranked, you're going to have some games that are winnable. Most games are winnable. And you're going to have, I think it's like they've like said the math, it's like a quarter of your games aren't winnable or something like that. And so you're going to have games that aren't winnable. When you decide that you want to troll or try a new champion, guess what? You're putting the math against you and you're making another game unwinnable or less winnable. I just want to point that out. When you complain that you're not running the I just had a stroke. When you complain that you're not rising in LP, when you're not gaining rank, and I look at your match history and you have like 85 different champions, literally go fry ice, go pound sand. I don't care. You're trolling. Diana,
Holy
you're trolling
man.
too. Unrelated, Diana, you're also trolling. I am, and with that, we will close the episode. This is a song by the group Catnip, I guess, and it's called Love on Me, and we'll close the episode with it, guys. Thank you so much.
Girl, I see your face everywhere. When I'm going out, you'll be there. 'Cause everything reminds me of you. I can't take no more. Girl, I think I'm losing my mind. Try to go to work, but I lost track of time. 'Cause everyone keep looking like you. I can't take no more. I miss your touch from your hands and your body. It hurts so much to think of you with someone else. Can't get enough when you're sweet talking to me.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
I'm talking sweet on myself.